I could be red, or I could be yellow, I could be blue, or I could be purple, I could be green or pink or black or white.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurfatia binti Mama Aini. Okay, today my group and I will present to you our technical report with the title A Survey on Awareness Level Among University Students Regarding E-Waste Management in Malaysia. In the recent video, it shows to you the example of electrical equipment. For your information, the vessel convection states that e-waste is comprises of broad and growing range of electronic devices that have been discarded, while the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, which is OECD, state that e-waste as any instrument that use electric power supply but reach its end of life. It can reach its end of life due to several reasons. First, maybe the electric devices has been damaged, or you have replaced it with a new more modern technology. As we all know, solid waste management has become a huge matter for many countries in the world. Yet, the penetrating e-waste has made it very, very complex. Therefore, e-waste should be handled properly because it brings a dreadful impact on the environment and human. This is due to the e-waste contain some substance which is hazardous and non-hazardous. The non-hazardous, for example, is plastic, glass, wool, and rubber, while the hazardous, such as lead, beryllium, and mercury, can harm our health. On the other hand, the periodic coated sodium berhyd states that the discarded of unused electrical and electronic equipment (EEE) that generated in Malaysia will escalate or will increase at an average of 40 per year, and it also will extend a total of 21.38 million tons of e-waste by the year 2020. The problem is development the awareness among university students regarding e-waste management in Malaysia is still low. The objective for the review is to identify the level of awareness among university students regarding e-waste management in Malaysia.
Be a part of solution, not a part of pollution. Hi guys, my name is Nur Aimedi Abdul Isham, and now I will explain how did Malaysia manage all the e-waste that have been increasing day by day. There are two key sources where the production of e-waste from domestic and import. On 216, Malaysia generated 8.8 kg of e-waste per person, that totaling 280 kiloton. And on the same year, Planet created 44.7 million ton of e-waste, that equivalent to the weight of Eiffel Tower. Act and regulation of e-waste in Malaysia is Environmental Quality Regulation 2005. This law includes the control of recycling facilities and licensing system. As July 2010, there have 138 of licensed facilities all around the Malaysia. Now, let's talk about the evolution of e-waste management in Malaysia. In 1979, the policy began with the introduction of first legislation on hazardous waste. The purpose of this regulation is to avoid dumping of toxic on land and avoid soil and water contamination. At late 1980, the second phase began. At the moment, Malaysia have a revolution from agriculture to industrial activities, thus resulting more complex ways aimed to track all the illegal hazardous waste dumping. The third stage, Malaysia became one of the members on Basel Convention by amended a new section 34B that prohibition against placing and disposing of expected waste. In 2005, Malaysia was success with flying in colors when e-waste was finally defined legally as a kind of hazardous waste by introducing a environmental quality regulation 2005. There are many issues arises such as e-waste supply, importation of e-waste product and coding, and criteria for e-waste processing technologies. Let's go through one by one. In Malaysia, e-waste supply is still low in number because people in Malaysia still aren't aware the effect of improper dispose of unused electronic devices. Malaysia also have major challenges to track all the illegal traders that working from the backyard of the home. Next issue is importation. Yes, it will be a great opportunity for a full recycler in Malaysia to gain all the e-waste supply from Cambodia. But the cost, isn't it more costly? Coding need to be made more clearer as plastic and metal is not a waste anymore. It will fit for plastic recycler, while the electronic part will fit for the physical chemical thermal processes. There are many advanced technology that can be used to separate the e-waste, but the devices must be matched to the technologies. For example, we have wastewater, conventional dismantling. This process is similar to the mining industry and a little bit noisy and dusty. The next one is chemical and thermal processes. This is not good because it produces a chemical odor. And last but not least is carbon ray tube. This is not applicable more in Malaysia. Okay, now I will talk about the importance of e-waste management. Why we should manage e-waste properly. First of all, it will risk our human health and it will cause pollution due to the presence of hazardous chemical substance. E-waste consists of more than 1,000 chemical substances. Therefore, if you simply dump all the unused devices like telephone and computers into a non-hazardous field, all the toxin inside of the element will enter the soil and contaminate this groundwater. And if you burn it, the toxic will go into the atmosphere and exchange to toxic fumes. Next, toxic substances are released into the environment through the improper process of dismantling and recovery of precious material, where all the toxic is released into the air, water, and soil by using open burning and acid bath technique. This technique is very unsuitable. Last but not least, hazardous material may enter the environment through potential contamination. In the process of moving e-waste management from one country to another country, for example, import and export of the electronic devices.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Putri Kratwaini binti Muhammad Todin, and I will explain a little bit about the survey that we already have the result. So, we have around 82 respondents of this response. So, what we can look about is about in the acknowledge of these e-waste. Most of them, around 65.9%, still do not know what is meaning of e-waste, and they are also like do not take it as action in serious way because they are not have enough information about the e-waste. What we shocked about it that why this awareness is still low, and most of them, around 69.5%, know about this. They are know. And what we most shocked about it, this around 87.9% means that most of these responders are still not informed where is the e-waste management, and most of them are like put in the storage, give to the friends or relatives, sell on second hand, take to the recycling center, and others. I think Malaysia government needs to create an awareness of this because they will like can know what about the e-waste, what can lead if we do the improper e-waste, and they can know how it can affect in our life. Other than that, it should be like increase the places of the e-waste management, because I think that e-waste management in Malaysia is very limited. So I think that's why they are still do not know about this. So I think that's all. Thank you.
My name is Syahwanis binti Muhammad Ishaq, and today I'm going to explain a little bit about my chapter, which is discussion about e-waste, which is the topic that me and my other friends have been doing research a few weeks ago. E-waste is electronic products that are unwanted, not working, and nearing or at the end of their productive life. For instance, computers, televisions, radios, fax machines, which are everyday electronic products. Based on the survey on the awareness level among university, 65.8% of respondents do not know about e-waste. Meanwhile, the rest, which is 34.2% of respondents, already heard about e-waste, which I can conclude that majority of the respondents are clueless about the true definition of e-waste because of the ongoing challenge of how to dispose of used and unwanted electronics is not a new thing to them. The survey also shows that 73.4% of the respondents do not recycle the broken electric or electronic equipment. Meanwhile, the rest, which is 26.6% of respondents, recycle the broken electrical or electronic equipment. This survey indicates that majority of the respondents do not recycle the broken electrical or electronic equipment because people do not know the benefit from recycling those equipments. There are two ways on how to recycle those electrical equipment, which are formal way and informal way. And I'm going to explain a little bit about both formal and informal way. Proper or formal recycling e-waste involve disassembling the electronic, separating electronic, and categorizing the contents by material and cleaning them. After that, items are then shredded mechanically for further sorting with more advanced technologies. Based on the surveys, 63.3% of the respondents do not know what material used in the electronic equipment. Meanwhile, the rest, which is 36.7%, know what material in the electronical equipment. Electronic devices are made of complex mix of materials that include gold, silver, copper, platinum, palladium, cobalt, and other valuable elements. Majority of people that use informal way to recycle electronic equipment, they risk in putting themselves in jeopardy because of lack of awareness that they are handling dangerous chemicals that used in the electronic equipments that result in increase of spontaneous abortion, reduced birth weights, mutation, congenital malformations, and many other dangerous sickness. Here, I can conclude that recycling has environmental benefit at every stage in a life cycle of computer product, from the raw material to the final method of disposal. Recycling also reduces air and water pollution associated with making new products from raw materials. By utilizing used or unwanted products, we can do our part to make recycling work. Present laws should be evaluated and should be modified to allow proper progression. Educating people also about how to recycle, reuse, and dispose electronics at all levels will teach them and their communities how to behave more responsible towards the environment. And that's all for me. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Aisha binti Anwar. So today I would like to conclude our research article. Malaysia is facing great challenge in management of e-waste. The rapid growth of electronic industries and the consumer culture, which encouraged the consumption of electronic products, had led to the increase in the rate of e-waste. Many case studies have been done previously on the impact of e-waste according to the literature review that have been cited in this article. So this research review's purpose is actually to identify the level awareness among university students regarding e-waste management in Malaysia. So from the survey that have been done, it clearly shows that the level awareness of e-waste management in Malaysia is very low. Neither the educated society, for instance the university students, nor the public aware about these issues. However, there's shortcomings in this research, which is the size limitation. This survey should be distributed to different scales or a larger sample size so that the result could be more solid and precise. The variable that influence the system to reduce the long-term waste production in Malaysia is the public awareness. Increased public awareness is a key variable for e-waste management. So, we cannot recommend specific improvement measures. What we can state with clarity, nonetheless, is that survey respondents state a clear preference for the awareness of the e-waste management in Malaysia. Action should be done. That's all from us. Thank you.